Divine Feminine, tap in. Tap in. Okay. This message is going to be for any sign. This is not sign specific. This is collective. This is Divine Feminine energy. Okay. So welcome. If you're new to my channel, I'm Auji, and this is Sacred Libra, and welcome back if you've already been here before. So Divine Feminine, I've been meaning to get your energy. Okay. Girl, I've been meaning to get your energy. What's been going on with you? I've been channeling some energy with Divine Feminine, and the energy that I've been channeling has been like Divine Feminine. First time I channeled her energy, she had all these swords in her back. It's like Divine Feminine was dealing with betrayal, and Divine Feminine was dealing with holding it all together, and Divine Feminine was dealing with all of this old energy and just praying for something new. When I tapped in to Divine Feminine energy recently, okay, she had all them swords in her hand, and it looked like the Ten of Wands energy. But it had those swords in her hand, and she was walking somewhere, and I don't know where she was going with those swords. You have guide in the illuminated path. So with that, just piggybacking on those swords, where are you taking these swords, Divine Feminine? Okay. There's a vision that you do have. You're in constant, oh, wow. Wow. So we have the illuminated path here, and it looks like Divine Feminine is taking those swords somewhere. She's not just parting herself from those swords, because not only does those swords in her back, not only did they leave bruises and marks and scars and they hurt, they were valuable lessons to her. At the top of the deck, you have sacred gratitude, okay, reverent appreciation and prayer. Divine Feminine is thankful for those swords. Divine Feminine finally changed the narrative to those stories. At the bottom of the deck, you have clairvoyance, inspiration, interpretation, and trust. Brilliant beliefs, personal power. Did some swords lead you to your personal power? Some type of lessons. What other messages do we have for Divine Feminine? I'm just getting like those swords, all of those hurts were lessons. Many meanings, misunderstandings. Those swords had many meanings and misunderstandings to them. They meant so many things, and you misunderstood so many things that they meant. Okay, you're being guided on these paths with these swords. What to do with these lessons? What to do with these brilliant lessons that you went through? Okay. You got sacred action, divisive focus. So your focus. I almost can feel like Divine Feminine energy is like going through a forest with these swords, and it's like she's carrying all of these swords, but she's focused. It's like this wild forest. Okay, the wilderness. All right. And she knows exactly where she's going. She's never been there before, but something is pushing her and guiding her to this place where to put these swords. Okay. There's a harvest. This is the gathering of blessings. This is I feel like, I don't know why I keep getting offerings. Using something as offerings. Using something as an offering. I keep getting that type of energy. That type of energy. Let me just get one more. One more. You got hostilities, conflict, unrest, bringing some type of darkness to light, sacred gratitude. So that just kind of like flipped the script a little bit for me, Divine Feminine. I really want to know what the conflict is. Sitting right over top of these, the misunderstandings. Maybe this is what you're resolving. Maybe it's an inner conflict. Maybe that's what's going on. Let me see what my fairies are saying first before I get into the tarot. Let me see what the fairies are saying. This is Divine Feminine. Okay. What the fairies are saying. You do have angelic assistance, and ask for help is at the bottom of the deck. So, but I do feel like you know exactly where it is that you're going. For some of you guys, you may need to ask for help on how to get out of the position of getting the swords out of your back to where you're holding them in your hand. What messages do we have for Divine Feminine? Celebration. Didn't I say something like you're bringing to a celebration? There's a harvest. There's also offerings filling. There's a tree of wisdom here. It says the tree of wisdom is going to help you navigate through your current situation. Are you taking them swords out your back and using them as some type of information, as some type of wisdom? There's friendship here. Find support. Find support around you. Divine Feminine needs some type of support. Come together. You could be going through this all on your own. You got look in the book at the bottom of the deck and find balance. So you can be going through this all at your own. And something is telling you to come together with somebody. To build some type of group, some type of union. This support is going to help you. It's going to aid you in the fulfillment of your dreams. You got death and rebirth at the bottom of the deck. For some of you guys, this is the rebirth. Oh, the Ten of Swords represents a death. The end of some type of old energy, but that old idea, that old has to die in order for that new energy to come in. That old energy has to be gone. So that's what I was seeing. That Ten of Swords in the Divine Feminine's back. And then I see her holding those Ten of Swords now. It's not excruciating, but they're all illuminated. It's like illuminated swords. Kind of looks like the Ten of Wands, but with all swords. Is that the rebirth? Becoming new. Got the Hierophant with the King of Cups here. Definitely a call to meditate. I feel stability. I feel like Divine Feminine, you're finally stable now. You got some type of inner wisdom, or you got some type of downloads from Spirit that's making you more in control of your emotions, in control of, it's like you're able to look at the past and get that to help you. And then here you are at the bottom of the deck. The Empress. Divine Feminine. Changing your perspective. Your whole vision has changed by what it is that you've went through. You change your perspective on the whole thing. It's like what you were going through that was draining you, that was bringing you down. now you using that to bring you to where it is that you want to go. It's almost like thanking and blessing the things that hurt you, that was supposed to hurt you, realizing that they could not, realizing that they was only there to hurt, to help you. Your perspective has changed. Divine Feminine, you have a new perspective, a new outlook on life, and that is about with what you let weigh you down. Is the new rebirth is the one that used to get weighed down by all the knives, the one who was pinned by all of the knives is now carrying the knives. The one who was down on the ground is now up, standing up, and not only is this person standing up, they're strong because they're carrying what once weighed them down. Carrying what once crushed them. It's like when the boulder lands on the person and it squashes them, right? And it stay there for a minute. You think that the boulder, you think that that person's over. The next thing you know, you see the boulder is lifted and moving, and the boulder gets thrown, get used to take out the enemy. Is that what you're doing with those swords? Your perspective has changed. I said the enemy, and look, the enemy popped up. Your perspective has changed on even how you see the enemy. Oh, now you see the enemy as coming in alignment. Now you're curious. For some of you guys, there was some unknown territory that you would never go into, Divine Feminine. There was an unknown territory that you would never go into. You would never dig into. Now it's almost like you're using those swords as protection to be able to go into this unknown. For some of you guys, you've been hurt bad and in a negative space for a while. Yeah, with the Princess of Cups. Some of you guys were dedicated to getting out of that, and dedicated to actually getting out of that position, the position that you were in. It's time for you to also rest. But I feel like, where you're going to put those swords? For some of you guys, you can actually use those swords, and I'm saying swords and what hurt you, those hurt lessons, those lessons that hurt, as actual gains, to actually gain. It's almost like a chessboard. Something just gave you like 10 more moves on the board to use to your advantage. Something was given to you to use to your advantage. See, the enemy thought that they was hurting you, but they were actually giving you information. They were actually giving you cheat codes. You thought, what else? I do feel this Chariot energy of totally being in alignment. I do feel finally bringing those things together, those polarities together, and dualities and things like that. I feel like opposites definitely attract here. I feel like somebody is curious not only about what hurt them, or about some type of negative energy, or about going down a path that you've never went down, but somebody's also curious about their shadow. And I feel like in order to get those swords, there's a lot of shadow work that has to be done in order to take those swords out, where you can be able to get to a point of standing and carrying those swords now. The swords are like, for some of you guys, I feel like Divine Feminine, you got stabbed in the back by authority, by somebody who was supposed to protect you. There could be a problem with authority there. And yeah, somebody who was supposed to protect you stabbed you right in the back. Somebody who was supposed to support you stabbed you right in the back. Even though this is you coming up, like eventually, no matter where you are, you're going to end up using those swords as information, as wealth, as knowledge. Somebody could have had you trapped or stuck in a situation. Somebody had you believing whatever, left you in the dark of a situation. That's that. So I feel like some of you guys, your energy could be in a dark place. Some of you guys are definitely still on that ground. If I'm definitely seeing that transition for you, you'll definitely be using those things. Something is giving you information. What was supposed to hurt you is actually giving you a cheat code to something. Okay? There's a decision here. There's a decision about what you're going to, how you're going to view. I feel like I want to be done with this deck. Yeah. Then we got the Temperance here. So there's a decision based off of what you're going to view and how you're going to view things. Okay. You have a decision to make. There are two ways. You had the perspectives. You had all these ways you can see things. Okay. I'm strongly feeling that the wisest choice for you is to see both things. When it comes to yourself, when it comes to your inner healing, when it comes to your divine feminine energy and the darks and lights aspects of it, I feel like there's a need to have room for both. There's room enough for both. You got the Temperance, and this is something that some of you guys don't necessarily know yet. But I do feel like the perspective is going to change, definitely. But how you're willing to see this, look at that. You got the Two of Pentacles, and this card is all about your perspectives. What's light comes to the dark, what's dark comes to the light. It's like it's almost bouncing off of each other. It's allowing two things to coexist with each other. So I feel like this has a lot to do with shadow energy, shadow working energy, and how strong and powerful one becomes once you go and look at those places. Go to that place that you don't necessarily want to go, or hold the space that may feel uncomfortable to you at the moment. There's a lot of growth that I'm seeing with Divine Feminine. What else do we want to add to that? What else do we want to add to that? What messages do we have for Divine Feminine? So there were some options and somebody picked the most reliable one and was dedicated to this one. Somebody picked the most reliable option and worked hard at it and actually ended up being fulfilled. Ended up being fulfilled. I feel like for some of you guys, this work on your divine feminine energy is definitely going to change your perspective on the way you view love and relationships. The way you work at them. You got the case. There's some drama here. There's some drama about how you feel. So somebody is upset that you feel the way that you feel. Yeah, somebody is upset that you feel like transitioning and you feel like turning over this new leaf. Somebody is upset with your transition. Somebody feels isolated with your transition. This person could definitely be looking at you. This person is definitely mad at you for changing, for transitioning, for leaving. Maybe they were one of these options that you did not choose, but somebody's upset. And it's about your feelings on transitioning, and it's also going to be about your actions once you get that going. Some of you guys could also feel like you're bored. You're bored with the situation, and that's what's bringing. Yep, That's what's bringing about this change. You're bored and you're tired with the situation. That's what's bringing about this wheel of fortune, this energy. Somebody's upset with that, but that's not going to stop you. Okay, it looks like you worked on something. You've gotten satisfied with yourself, and now you're about to make a big change, a huge change in your life. You got the Temperance here. It looks like the angels are bringing things together for you, so there can definitely be reconciliations, and these things that are coming to you will be on your frequency, because your whole vibe is changing. You've transformed. It's like you've taken another shape. Look, somebody's upset at you for leaving. It's like you understood your worth. Somebody was like, Divine Feminine, you was like, I'm not about to play the victim, the damsel in distress, all these swords in my back. I'm about to do something about it. I'm tired of it. I've been here too long. I'm going to take these swords out my back and I'm going to use them for something. If all I got is these swords in my back. Because for some of you guys, you've been judging your situations like, okay, all I got is these terrible relationships, or these things happen to me when I put out my nurturing energy. People always take advantage of me. So when you think of your nurturing energy, all you got is these swords. So if all you got is those swords in a certain situation, Divine Feminine used her brain and was like, well, if I got these swords, let me use these swords for my benefit. So how could you use those swords for your benefit? Some of you guys are definitely going to be making major endings and transforming. It's definitely going to ruffle somebody's feathers, a lot of people's feathers, about your feelings. Your feelings, you're going to start talking different, sounding different, because you're coming from a different place. For some of you guys, you can already feel this new energy coming over you, and you can already feel the energy of other people acting weird. Why you acting weird to me? Type of energy. You can already feel how this energy is in conflict with the other energy. You make that choice to move. You make that choice to stand up for what it is. For some of you guys, it's like you finally get this clarity. You finally get this strength, and you finally see the truth and where the veil is. You finally notice where the wool was pulled over your eyes. That made you feel like you couldn't, like you, and this could come from, the source can be from so many different relationships, all that energy, just that draining energy. You finally speak your truth and stand in it. You got the Sun card here, the Queen of Wands, the Tower. The Tower here. There was a major, like I said, this transition, this was a major ending. A major ending happening. There's a need to celebrate here. Look at this connection, the Lover's card. For some of you guys, this major perception, whatever's going on the inside of you, is about to start blossoming on the outside of you. This is you destroying that old virgin. You got it. Once you get this, it's going to be hard to get you back to that place again, because you've realized what you can do with those swords. And I feel like you're going to continue to do that with them. For some of you guys, there's a need for you to look back. Yeah, there's a lot of looking back at an old situation. For some of you guys, you realize that a lot of your heartbreak was coming back from looking back at an old situation, or judging the future based on old situations, based on past, based on negative energy. You realize that's how the enemy controlled you, by your thoughts and by past situations that made you go back and rethink and go into that situation over and over again and continue to keep breaking your heart. For some of you guys, you realize the cycle. There's a person coming with some type of assistance, with some type of love too. This definitely can be a lover, definitely bringing you some type of, asking you out, some type of love interest, or somebody who wants to be there for you, wants to support you. Okay. Somebody felt like their inner child also was locked up. Okay. Due to some type of responsibilities that they had. Like they had to take on a lot of responsibilities. They had to make sure that their family was straight. They had to create, they put on creating a new beginning for their families on themselves. So their inner child was locked up. They kept their inner child hidden. So at this time, in this day and age, it's time for you to get out there with your inner child. For some of you guys, you need this inner child to create this creative vision, to become more creative. You got the Emperor here. And then it's like this new creativity is going to give you more control. For some of you guys, you may have the need to hold back here because you have not gone there. Yeah, it's like for some of you guys, the inner child is burdened too. And for some of you guys, you're holding yourself back from going into your inner child because of the burdens and the pain that you associate, and the stress that you associate with your inner child. The hardships that you associate with your inner child. Let's get into the Kipper. See what's coming. It's like a whole pile up here. But we're going to keep going. Remember, take what resonates and leave what does not. I'm just going to go into the Kipper, pull a couple cards, then we're going to be finished. Okay. What's coming towards Divine Feminine? So there's a concerned person. Somebody's concerned about somebody being sad. So you're going to have somebody concerned. This is a main woman. Somebody's concerned about you. And this could be you not working, you not doing something, you feeling down. Somebody's concerned about your energy. This could be a false person. What else you got on this energy? This could be a false person coming through. Imprisonment. I don't know why I see criminal. While I also see somebody, you got a gift in a family room. I would not trust this situation. I feel like somebody could be trying to lure you into a situation or pry for information from you, Divine Feminine. Somebody could be trying to pry. Somebody is definitely working really, really hard. With their children. They could be working really, really hard to have kids. Okay. Yeah. Somebody could have just gotten married or just definitely started a relationship, and they really, really not just started a relationship, but just in a relationship, they're really, really working hard to have kids. If you're doing that, you're definitely going to get this sudden expectation. You got sudden wealth here. So definitely this sudden good news. It's going to come feel like it came out of nowhere. So I feel like kind of take your mind off of it, because that's how the universe works. The more you think about something and press the situation, the more you create the resistance. So try to just have sex just to have sex, instead of having sex to actually try to conceive. And you'll be surprised at what you get, Divine Feminine. Okay. Make sure you're taking your vitamins and stuff as well. You're taking there's a lot of things like maca and what's another one that boosts fertility? Is it raspberry? Yeah, it's like raspberry leaf, maca root. It's a lot of things out there that you can take, and just have sex just for the, enjoyment for a while, and get off of the schedule and try to be on schedule. Of course, definitely still be on schedule and things like that, but try to have more spontaneous, more just and you never know. Okay. There's going to be a privileged lady here who gets some unexpected fortune. Somebody's becoming privileged now. What other messages do we have for Divine Feminine? It's almost looking like they're saying that's it. This is from an official person. There's going to be a message from an official person. I don't know why I'm getting a famous person. Somebody definitely is getting some unexpected wealth. I feel like a check from an official person. And somebody could be coming out of poverty turned into a privileged woman. Okay, Divine Feminine, so this is your message. Let me know if you guys like these. I'm definitely going to try to do these more often. So let me know. So this is the message that I have for you guys. I hope you guys liked it. If it resonated with you, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.